Hello students, welcome back to my channel Rajan sir. Some of you wrote in comment to explain me about ternary operator in BlueJ, specifically in BlueJ. So here I am with the explanation part of ternary operator and their examples are given in BlueJ. Ternary operator, you can say it is just an alternate of if-else. The way we used to write in if-else with a particular condition and another condition which goes with else. Same way here also in ternary operator, we have two parts. One part will be referring to true part and the second part will be referring to false part. Since it checks a condition and deals with different tasks, or you can say different conditions, that's why it is also known as conditional operator. While working with ternary operator, the two most important symbols that you must have in your mind is question mark and colon. Always remember, when you will be writing a ternary operator, these are the two operators which will be used as the part of ternary operator. Question mark will be referring to true part and colon part will be referring to false part. Now, let's start with the syntax of ternary operator. As I told you, it's similar to if-else. So in if-else, you must be knowing that if contains a condition and when the condition gets false, we reach to else part. Here also you all can see a condition part. If this condition gets true, you go to statement 1 or part 1. You can say for your convenience. If the condition gets false, you are allowed to go to statement 2 or part 2. Always remember the part which is falling between question mark and colon. This part refers for true condition, and the part which falls between colon and semicolon, this part refers for false part. So through the diagram, I hope it must be very much clear to you all that if the condition is true, you are supposed to go to part 1 or statement 1. If the condition is false, you are supposed to go for statement 2 or part 2. So this is the normal syntax of ternary operator. Students, now let's start with comparison of if-else and ternary operator. As I told you, they are similar to each other. That's why I am trying to put the syntax of if-else as well as ternary operator to make it more clear for you how they work. See, ternary operator also contains a condition. If-else part also contains a condition. The first part or the statement part, I am talking about this part right now, it is referred for true, and this part, statement 2 or part 2, is referred for false. So if the condition is true, you are allowed to go to this part. If the condition is false, you will be sent to this part. Now see, if this condition is true, you all know you are supposed to go to statement 1 or part 1, as I have told you into my video. If this condition gets false, then you are supposed to go to else part, and the statement falling just below the else part, that is this statement 2 or part 2, will be executed. So I hope the comparison between the syntax of ternary operator and if-else must be clear to you. Now, students, let's start with an example of ternary operator as well as if-else. See, when you are about to check a condition using ternary operator, this is how you are supposed to write down the statement. You can see system.out.print. I talked to you about the condition part. So here comes the part for ternary as condition part. And as I told you, the part falling between question mark and colon will be referred as part 1 or statement 1, and the part falling between colon and semicolon will be referred as statement 2 or part 2. So let's check the condition. 100 equal to 100, condition is true, and when you are true you are supposed to go to part 1. So according to this value your output will be equal. Understood? Now suppose you are trying to compare 101 with 100, then it's quite obvious that the condition will get false, and then what change will be taking place? Now the condition is false. So when the condition is false, you will be allowed to go to part 2, and this time your output becomes not equal. I hope it must be clear to you. Let's do the comparison with if-else, the way we have done the checking for comparison of this ternary operator. Same example I have taken for if-else also. So 100 equal to 100, condition gets true. So this part needs to be executed and your output will be equal. Now let's take the value of this comparing part as 101 getting compared with 100. Then in that case, what will happen? Just see, 101 equal to 100, condition gets false, and you all know if the condition is false, you will be sent to else part, and the statement just below the else part will be executed, and that's why this time your output will be not equal. I hope this part must be clear to you, the comparison between ternary operator and if-else. Yes? Thank you. Here I am going to compile a program which will show you how the ternary operator gives you the output. This example is with comparing two values to each other which are equal. So see how you will be getting the output. We'll compile, we'll close, we'll make a right click onto the class. It's asking you to create the object. We'll make a right click on the object and we'll select the name of the function, that is display, and see you have got the output. Okay, now let's see what output you will get if the values which we are comparing are not equal to each other. Let's make it 101. So now we are trying to compare 100 with 101. See, compile, no syntax error, close. Again we are about to create object of the class. Object is created, right click on the object, select the display function. See, it's not equal. I'll show you how you are getting the output. When the condition was 100 equal to 100, you got the output as equal. Since the condition is true, that's why you are going to the first part or statement 1. Whereas when the condition was false, as I told you, if the condition is false, you will be sent to second part or statement 2. This time 100 equal to 100, condition is false, so you will be sent to not equal part, and that's your output. I hope this example is clear to you. Now let's start with second example. This will show you when you are dealing with ternary operator into part 1 or in part 2 or statement 1 or statement 2 part. It's not like that every time you will be printing the value directly. It's like if you want, you can perform some sort of calculation also depending on the program's need. Here what we are going to do, here we are going to see whether the condition is true or false, and accordingly it will be choosing the first part or the second part, and the calculation will be taking place and you will get the output accordingly. So let's check for 100 equal to 10. Condition is false, so it will be going to second part, that is 10 into 9, and your answer will be 90. Let's see. Compile, close, make a right click on the class, select the function class name, create the object, right click on the object, select your function name, and see, you have got the answer as 90. Option, clear, close the terminal window. Let's change the condition and see accordingly what are we getting the output. This time let's make it 10 equal to 10. So the condition is true. So it will be sending you to part 1, and this time your answer must be 20. Let's see. Compile, close, right click on the class, select the first part, create the object, right click on the object, select the function name, and see, you have got the answer as 20. Let's go back to the program, clear, close the terminal window. So as I told you, into these parts, either it's first part or it's the second part. It's not a compulsion that you will be printing a statement directly. If you want, you can perform some sort of calculation and you can get the output accordingly depending on the program's logic. So I hope today's video must be helping you in understanding and working of ternary operator, as well as a bit of comparison between ternary and if-else must be also very much clear to you. Thank you all for subscribing my channel.